Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope that you, your family, and your loved ones are doing great. I hope that life is treating you well. I hope that all is pleasant for you wherever you are. And most importantly, I hope that you are in good health. Once again, my friends, welcome to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, we get to discuss those things that people know, that people have talked about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These, my friends, are the things we talk about here on the Common Sense channel. So once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic titled, The Devil is a Man. I want to do a little disclaimer for anyone watching this video. I'm doing this video not from a biblical standpoint, not from a religious standpoint, not from a debatable standpoint, but from a common sense standpoint. And on the Common Sense channel, that's what we do. The goal of each of my videos is to teach, is to start to deconstruct some of the things that we are told or we were once told. It's those things that are proven to be lies, those things that are deceptive, those things that people are trying to wrap their minds around, those things that will help the average man that was born with an innate ability called common sense. That's who I'm doing these videos for. Those people with common sense. And I know all human beings, all humans, had some level, higher level of common sense. So if you're out there and you have common sense and you've applied them on many occasions, on many different times, on situations that involve your overall understanding of your world, your environment, your community, your society, this video is for you. Each of my videos that I do them again to teach. I do them to throw light into things that we've thought about, that we know, but we don't often have the time to discuss. These are the reason why I do this video on the Common Sense channel. So today, I want to talk to you about something called the devil. And I say the devil is a man. The devil is human. Okay, now let's look at some characteristics of this phenom, because I don't want to say phenomenon, but a phenom called the devil. So to make things a little bit clear and a little bit concise and a little bit precise, let's discuss some characteristics of the devil. And we're going to compare that to humans and see who we're discussing here. First and foremost, the devil is a man. The devil is a man. What do I mean about the devil is a man? The devil is cunning. What is cunning? Something is clever. Okay, the devil is cunning. The devil, or Satan is deceptive. What's a deception? When you're able to deceive someone or fool them into doing things that you want them to do, good or bad. Deception. The devil is also full of pride. The devil is a liar. The devil destroy. So when you build something, they like to say it's a he, but it comes and destroy that thing. You see? So the devil is conniving. So the devil goes between you and another person and set confusion between the two of you. These are all characteristics of the devil. The devil is full of lust. The devil is full of lust. So sexual lust, perversion lust, well, whatever lust it is, lust over all things, material things. The devil is materialistic. The devil is jealous. So why am I saying all of this? Why am I giving you all of these characteristics of something that for centuries, thousands of years, humans have talked about as this boogeyman that is out there, lurking in the dark, trying to devour humans and eat them up before they even leave this world. This is that boogeyman that people talk of every day. I mean, religious folks now, and they want you to believe that this entity is a spirit or a man and a spirit somewhere, that his entire intention, I want to say his, because that's who they portray the devil to be, Satan to be, a man, not a woman. It's a he. And I say that entity does not exist. But I want to go back to being a child. And I want to be able to tie this to what I just said, those characteristics that I just give you. When you are 5 years old and your parents tells you to go in the room and sleep, you are often spooked, you're scared, and you are thinking that there's someone in a closet or in the dark that's going to get you. When you turn 6 years old, you're still afraid of the dark, thinking someone is in there. A boogeyman is in the closet or underneath the bed trying to get you. And then by the time you turn 7, you're still spooked by this phenomenon called boogeyman. And by the time you turn 8 years old, all of those notions that you've had about this boogeyman being in the dark or being in the closet or underneath the bed, they slowly start to dissipate. In my view, what I think is happening to you is growth. So when a human being is growing, their knowledge of things must also evolve. So by the time that child turn 9 years old or become 9 years old or 10 years old, the fear of the dark or the fear of something being in the dark or in the closet or underneath the bed will slowly become something of the past. They'll no longer see the dark as something that you scare them, or they won't be afraid of the boogeyman. They'll start to think differently. They'll start to see the world different. That's what you're supposed to do when it comes to this lie of a devil that's out there to get you, to devour you, to eat you up. His entire job is to destroy you. You know, it's time for you to start to see past that. Because there are a lot of intelligent people. I mean, I know some of these individuals. And when they're going through tough times in their life, they say, oh, the devil tried to get hold of me, but I call on Jesus. And he answered my prayer, and he defeated the devil. And I'm saying to you that entity you're talking about doesn't exist. So I'm going to prove that to you right now. I give you those characteristics of the devil or Satan. Now, I expect you to be like that 9-year-old child or 10-year-old child that grew out of the fear of the dark and now knows that nothing exists in the dark. It's just fragment of their imagination, that there was something in a closet or something underneath the bed or in the dark. Now you're grown up now. You're 30, you're 40, you're 20, you're 50. So you shouldn't be afraid of anything that does not exist in the dark or underneath the bed, and which is the devil. Okay, now, when you are at your job and you're working hard, and someone, your co-worker, all the time is never happy with you, what you are doing, always trying to malign you, always trying to destroy you, always lying about you, always saying things that are derogatory against you. Tell me honestly, is that the devil that's doing it? Is that the devil? Your friend, your co-worker went to the extent of trying to do everything to get you fired from your job or to set you up so that you don't get ahead. Is that the devil? Or is that your humans? Another human being that's trying to bring you down. Now you work hard your entire life. You go into business with someone and they set you up, and everything that you invested in that business got destroyed, and now you're left with nothing. They cleverly lead you into believing that you were in a legitimate business with them, or you were a legitimate business partner with them, only for you to find out that everything that you've put in that business has gone away. Is that a spirit that did that to you? Or humans? And that's called deception. So, if all of these characteristics of the devil are similar to what humans do, then why do you look to somewhere or to an entity for the reason for your problems. Meanwhile, the people that are causing these problems in your life are flesh and blood, my friends. They are human beings. They're the ones that are misleading you. They're the ones that are stressing you out. They're the ones that are creating all the problems in your life. Say you're married and you know you're married. You have children with a woman, or you're a woman, you're married to a man. You have kids with them. You have a home. And then you allow another person to violate your marital home or your relationship in your marriage. Is that the devil? Is that the person that violates your relationship when you allow them to? Is that the devil? Is the devil a human being or a spirit? That's the question. Is that the devil that did that? Or is you or whoever is trying to get into your home? So you see, the point I'm trying to make here is whenever you open your door to something, that thing is gonna come in. And that thing that's gonna come in is not a spirit called the devil. No spirit manipulates you. Whatever you let into your life, it's gonna come into your life. And the thing that's gonna come into your life is humans. If you're happily married and everything is okay for you, and you allow another man or woman to come into your relationship, it's you who allows that to happen. It's no one but you. You're responsible for everything that happens to your life. The point of this video is to tell you that everything that happens to you, you have a saying in it. You allows it to happen. You know, no one came, that guy or that woman did not come to you and say, hey, I want to have an affair with you. If you don't allow it. So you cannot go and blame the devil. You can't say, oh, it's Satan that came into her and then she tempted me. That's too cheap. That would be the same story that Adam and Eve went through. So basically, you're just regurgitating the same story that Adam and Eve allegedly went through. You understand? That whole tempted by the devil thing is the same thing I keep playing. They had to have that story. So to give you excuse, they had to have that story. So the entire story continues to play. That's why you need that story. So without that story, there's no devil. Without the snake in the Garden of Eden story, without that story, there's no devil. There's no Satan. Or, whatever demons, whatever you want to call it. That story is relevant to give you excuse. Okay, now, my thing here is, if you're blaming something for your problems, what that does is it allows you not to see where your flaws are. It allows you to not see that you are the problem. You see, that's why you don't give excuse for your problems, or you don't lay blame on something for your problem. The essence of this video is to tell you that you are the problems. The humans are the reason for your problem. The devil has nothing. In my mind, the devil doesn't exist. There's no such thing as the devil, a Satan. Doesn't exist. It only exists in the book. It only exists in the book. And it keeps playing itself as long that story is in that book. The snake tempting Eve, and then Eve in return and deceive Adam. As long that story is in that book, that gives you excuse, my friend, for your action, for you not seeing that the reason why your life is not where you want it to be, or the reason why you're gullible, the reason why things are happening to you, or the reason why people are hitting on you, people are trying to destroy you, is because of, humans, and not some entity or devil or Satan that's causing that problem. Because until you take away that devil concept, you're not going to be able to see that the reason for all of your problem or your pitfall or the things that are happening in your life is humans that are causing that. It's no devil into it. It's humans. Here's what I want people to think. Whenever you think of something as being bad, when society tells you that something is bad, see it as good. Everything is the opposite. Everything in life is the opposite. If somebody tells you the devil is responsible for all of your problem, tell them you're lying. It's humans that are responsible for all of my problems, because you're interacting with humans all the time. If I ask you, have you seen the devil? You can't tell me. If you say, okay, the devil is a spirit. So if the devil is a spirit, then that means you haven't seen it. Have you seen God? I don't say God, but for the sake of my video. So if you haven't seen God, then if the devil is a spirit, that means you can't see it. So this is all fragment of your imagination. Like you want it to happen so bad because that's the narrative is given to you. Okay, on the Common Sense channel, what we're trying to do is to destroy those narrative so that it doesn't exist. It's just like a child at the age of 10 years old saying, boogeyman doesn't exist. I'm not afraid of the dark. That's what we're doing here. Making sure that you don't see that entity as anything other than fragment of your imagination. So basically, you're imagining something that's not there. If you can get rid of that devil concept or Satan concept or Lucifer concept, then you start to see that humans are the problems in your life. Humans are the ones making all of the events, all the things that are happening to your life. And then you start to see that. Once you start to see that, then you know how to navigate this world. You know how to deal with your situation. You know how to find solution to your problems. You know how to avoid certain circumstances, certain situations. You know how to protect yourself. You know how to not be gullible or vulnerable to certain circumstances, certain situations. So until you can see that, you take away, extrapolate that devil Satan concept from your life, then you start to see the Jesus consciousness. When Jesus spoke, if you read the Bible carefully, some of you don't read, it's sometimes it feels like the Bible is still in Latin. Because when the Bible was in Latin, only one person knew how to read Latin. So all the other people, they didn't even know what he was talking. That's how it feels today. Because there are a lot of people, the Bible is written in so many languages, in the Quran, whatever religious texts they are out there. And yet people still don't understand what they're talking about. So it feels as if the scripture is still in Latin, or the original language that it was written in. Only certain people could read it. But when you read carefully, you start to see Jesus spoke less about the devil in the Bible. You read only this one encounter where he was in the desert after fasting for 40 days and night. And he had this encounter with the devil. Even all of that don't make no sense. But they have to create this battle between you and some entity. So whoever wrote the Bible were crafty, and they had to create this tension, almost like a drama between two people. The devil doesn't exist. It's humans that exist. And humans are responsible for everything that is happening in this world, on this planet. So if you get up, you go to work tomorrow, and someone is trying to boot you out of your job, and you know them, and they're doing it every day, making allegation against you, or you're in business with someone and they're trying to destroy your business and you know them, that's your enemy right there. That's who is after you. That's who is trying to destroy you. Nothing has possessed them. They just don't want to see you prosper. They don't want to see you compete with them. They're not happy because you're happy. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with any entity called the devil. Whatever you think in your head is what you are. If you want, try this, you will see. Don't think about the devil. Just be positive in your mind. Look at human beings as the problem. Humans are the problem, and humans are the solution. That's how it is. So someone can try to destroy your home if you allow it. Just like that's why when you say you pray, you pray for the Holy Spirit to come into you, right? If you don't allow that thing to, whatever spirit out there, if you don't allow it to come into you, it's not going to come into you. That's why it needs your permission to come in. Whatever, it's just like your home. If you don't open your home to the destroyer, somebody who is trying to destroy you, they're not going to come into your home. They only come into your home when you allow them, when you open that door to them. When you open the door, they'll come in. But if your doors are closed, they are not coming in. You understand? So that's how it works. There's no such thing as the devil. I'm going to say it again. Satan does not exist. Doesn't. It's time that people move away from that book. Like whatever the book is saying, move away from it. Any religious texts out there that talk about this stuff, just move away from it. Start to think. You are dealing with flesh and blood, and that's it. Flesh and blood is your problem. In any aspect of your life, whatever it is that you're doing, it's flesh and blood that's responsible for all of the things that are happening on this planet to humans. So if you're among the living, you have to know that. Until you know that, you wouldn't be able to fight back on what is affecting you or what is trying to destroy you. You're just going to blame something that has nothing to do with what's happening in your life. That's why any society you go into where everyone is so religious, you always find out that when something happen in that community, people don't think. Like they can be having an outbreak, like a pandemic outbreak, and they won't even know that that pandemic outbreak is the result of something that are happening within the community. And that thing that's happening within the community, maybe they're having a polluted water system, or they're not taking good, there's no good sanitation services in our community. They won't be able to see it because everyone is super religious. But if they are able to think outside of that religious confound, then they'll be able to find out the problem to the solution. But if they're super religious, they're going to think, oh, maybe the reason why people are dying from this so and so situation is because, you know what I mean? God wants them to. Or is maybe it's God is saying something. Or it's a message to the community. You see what I'm saying? So like until you start to see that those things that are happening, they're caused by humans, that humans are responsible for whatever is happening within that society, until you start to think that way, you wouldn't be able to solve that problem. You see what I'm saying? So like on the Common Sense channel, that's what I do all the time. My thing is I don't care much about religion. Religion don't mean anything to me. Cause I know I've read myself and I've done some deep research. I've done research. My outcome is Jesus, and Jesus consciousness is my thing. Yet there are key things Jesus talk about in his entire crusade, and those messages, those are the ones I hold firm to. Religion, I don't care much about religion. I don't. Like not to be mean or anything like that. I think it has no bearing on me. That's the point I'm trying to say. My thing here is to make sure that you start to open your eyes and see, so you're not gullible, so that you're not used by something that has no bearing on you, has no bearing whatsoever. See the world we live in, everything is realistic. Somebody want to mess with you, they're going to mess with you. Someone don't like you, they don't like you, they're going to try to destroy you. We live in a competitive world. Like someone wants to kill you, they will do whatever. If you get cancer, you cannot say it's the act of God, no. Because cancer, you can get cancer so many ways nowadays. So you can say, oh, maybe God wants me to go down this way. No, 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 no. Somebody out there just want to mess with you, and they're causing you to get sick. Just see it that way. So what do? That's what reasonable people did. They did research and they found out that cancer was caused by certain things. And now they said we're going to do something so that these measures are in place, so we don't blame someone for that. Instead, we blame those people that are responsible for that. You understand? That's the point I'm saying. Reasonable human beings, that's what they do. They don't sit there and blame some spirit somewhere, some ghost. That's the essence of this video. Telling you that stop blaming some entity for something that is caused by humans. Instead, my friends, as always on the Common Sense channel, start to look at society, and then you make the connection and say, now I know. So that way, when something happens, you're not going to blame anyone for that. You're going to start by looking at yourself. On a Common Sense channel, I'm big with the self, because I believe all change, all awakening, all enlightenment starts with the self. That's why I emphasize a lot on the self. That's my thing, the self. So yeah, once you get to that level of Jesus consciousness, Jesus look at you and say, hey, your body, again, is the temple of the Most High. You, my friend, are the light of the world. Imagine that. You know what that means? You are the light of the world. Don't matter who you are, the color, the creed, whatever it is that you are, you, my friend, are the light of the world. That in and of itself is revolutionary. And that's what this man is telling you. So you see, don't allow anyone tell you that the reason why you are suffering or the reason why you are where you are in your life is because of some entity called the devil. I'm telling you now that that stuff does not exist. It's just like that kid that grew out of the boogeyman phenomenon. You know, you're not gonna stay at the same. That kid was, by the time the kid was like 5 6 years old, 7 years old, they were scared of the dark. But by the time they turn 9 10, it become obsolete. It become of the past. So just see it as that little kid. Just see yourself that kid grew out of that stuff, out of that lie that he or she heard from somewhere, that in the dark someone is going to creep out of the closet or underneath the bed or in the dark and grab them. It's the same thing as the devil story. They have to make that in there. If the devil has the same characteristic as humans, then what is that telling you? That tells you that the humans are the devil. Humans, my friends, are the devil. The devil you're looking for, the devil that they've told you about, the boogeyman, is you. Humans. Humans will do you whatever that so-called devil will do you. And as I'm speaking right now, humans are messing up with other humans in the worst way or form, worst imaginary way or form. Right now, as I'm speaking, humans are destroying another person's home. Don't even care who they mess up. Humans just took another person's entire life savings. Humans just destroy another man's business. Humans just have another person got fired, lay off from the job. You get it? Humans just kill another human being few minutes ago. Humans just made another family go hungry. Humans just stole or embezzled the money that will feed an entire generation of people. You understand? Humans just took what belongs to you and kept it for themselves. Another humans just stole your husband. Humans just stole your wife. Humans just came into your home and killed your entire family. Humans, my friends. So you need to stop looking at some fictitious, entity that doesn't exist out there. It's saddening to see humans in this state of mind when in 2025, with all of the information we have, there is no reason why you should be in this stage or state of mind. So, as I've always say in all of my videos, The greatest thing that can happen to anyone, man or woman, it's not the day you're born, not the day you had your first child, the day you graduated from high school, college, the day you move into your first apartment, the day you had your first a car, none of that stuff. The greatest thing that can happen to anyone is the day you discover yourself. Because from that day on, everything, absolutely everything, my friends, will start to make sense to you, and including the devil narrative. We have to change that narrative. If you want to be free mentally, if you want to be free spiritually, if you want to be free physically, change the narrative. That narrative in that book is not your narrative. That narrative is a narrative of a person who don't want to take responsibility for their actions, but want to blame something that has no bearing on their life, on any aspect that has to do with their life. Once again, I hope that you and your family are great. I hope that life is treating you well. I hope that everything is pleasant for you. And most importantly, I hope that you're in good health. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any comment, question, do not hesitate to post them on the comment section. I, Common Sense Channel, will respond to you gracefully. Thank you and have a pleasant day.